Welcome back to Track by Track, where we explore iconic albums song by song. Today's focus is Ram, the 1971 album by Paul McCartney. Full of inventive music and emotion, Ram shows McCartney pushing the boundaries of his solo work. Let's dive in. Album background. Before diving into each track, let's set the stage. Ram, released in 1971, was Paul McCartney's second solo album and the only album credited to both Paul and Linda McCartney. It came out at a turbulent time, only a year after the Beatles had officially split. While Paul had already released McCartney, an album that was more stripped down and experimental, Ram showed him diving into full production with intricate arrangements and bolder themes. In creating Ram, McCartney wanted to break away from his Beatles image and embrace the freedoms of a solo artist. He recorded much of the album in New York, working with top session musicians like drummer Denny Seiwell and guitarist David Spinozza. Linda's influence is also notable. Her backing vocals and harmonies became part of McCartney's signature sound during this period. Inspiration and themes. Ram is an album that reflects a new chapter in McCartney's life, both artistically and personally. After the stress of the Beatles' breakup, Paul found solace on his farm in Scotland, where he could focus on music, family, and a simpler way of life. These themes of independence, nature, and intimacy run throughout the album. But Ram also captures a mix of emotions: frustration, nostalgia, love, and humour. Paul's lyrics often have layered meanings, sometimes making subtle references to the tensions with his former bandmates. While many interpreted some songs as digs at John Lennon, Paul has said that he was expressing his personal journey. The album's eclectic blend of genres, rock, folk, blues, even elements of classical, illustrates McCartney's adventurous spirit and creativity. Reception and legacy. Upon its release, Ram received mixed reviews. Critics were divided on its whimsical tone and varied styles. Some felt it was too indulgent, while others saw it as a breath of fresh air. Over time, however, Ram has gained recognition as a cult classic. Today, it's celebrated for its experimental approach and the vulnerability McCartney shows throughout. In fact, many modern artists cite Ram as an influence, from indie rock musicians to pop icons. Tracks like Too Many People and The Back Seat of My Car have become fan favourites, while the album itself is now considered an early example of what we might call indie rock, embracing DIY ethics and a distinctive personal sound. Key collaborations and recording. To bring Ram to life, McCartney collaborated with top New York session musicians. The album's lush sound comes from a mix of guitars, strings, and unique percussion, all layered with Linda's harmonies. The couple's dynamic was a huge part of the album's charm. Their harmonies added warmth to tracks like Dear Boy and Long-Haired Lady. Paul also took on various roles, playing bass, guitar, and drums on some tracks. This hands-on approach not only showcased his versatility, but also underscored his desire to be self-sufficient as an artist. Every track feels crafted with care, giving Ram an intimate and authentic feel that fans have come to treasure. Track 1, Too Many People. Kicking off the album, Too Many People is a statement of independence. Written during a time of tension with his former bandmates, Paul McCartney aimed a few subtle jabs at John Lennon with lines like, "You took your lucky break and broke it in two." The song begins with a groovy guitar riff and builds layers with Linda's harmonies, driving drums, and Paul's biting lyrics. It's both playful and rebellious, capturing his post-Beatles frustration. Today, it's hailed as one of his strongest solo tracks, filled with clever wordplay and infectious energy. Track 2, Three Legs. Next is Three Legs, a bluesy, laid-back track that feels like a jam session. Many believe the lyrics reflect Paul's feelings of betrayal after the Beatles' breakup, with lines like, "Well, when I thought you was my friend." The stripped-down arrangement, playful guitar, and Linda's quirky harmonies give it a raw charm. It's McCartney's way of letting off steam, channeling his frustrations into a fun, toe-tapping tune that stands out for its simplicity. Track 3, Ram On. Ram On is a mellow, ukulele-driven track that's all about pushing forward despite obstacles. It's intimate and minimalist, showcasing McCartney's softer side. Lyrics like, "Give your heart to somebody soon" hint at his new beginnings with Linda. The song's gentle melodies and understated vocals make it a fan favourite, resonating with those who appreciate McCartney's ability to convey emotion with just a few chords and heartfelt lyrics. Track 4, Dear Boy. Dear Boy is often misunderstood as a message to John Lennon, but McCartney clarified it was actually about Linda's ex, expressing disbelief that he let her go. The song's lush harmonies and layered vocals give it a Beach Boys-inspired sound, making it one of the most beautifully arranged tracks on the album. It's upbeat, catchy, and filled with rich, melodic textures that showcase Paul and Linda's vocal chemistry. Track 5, Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey. This whimsical mini-suite is one of McCartney's most creative tracks. Uncle Albert Admiral Halsey blends multiple sections, shifting from a nostalgic tone to a fun, upbeat vibe. The line Hands Across the Water became iconic, and the track became Paul's first solo #1 hit in the US. It's a mix of humour, surrealism, and orchestration, proving Paul's knack for inventive storytelling through music. Track 6, Smile Away. Smile Away is a straightforward rocker with a playful edge. The lyrics, "Like I could smell your feet a mile away," show McCartney's sense of humour. It's a fun, high-energy track, driven by a strong rhythm section and gritty guitar. It's less about deep meanings and more about letting loose, bringing a burst of raw rock energy to the album. Track 7, Heart of the Country. Heart of the Country is Paul's love letter to rural life. Inspired by his time on a Scottish farm, it's a folksy, laid-back track with a breezy feel. The lyrics, "Looking for a home in the heart of the country," capture his desire for simplicity and peace. Its acoustic arrangement and gentle melodies create a warm, comforting atmosphere, making it a standout on the album. Track 8, Monkberry Moon Delight. Monkberry Moon Delight is one of the wildest tracks on Ram, full of surreal lyrics and a gritty vocal delivery. Lines like "Catch up the jelly" and "Butter me feet" don't make literal sense, but capture the fun, nonsensical spirit Paul was embracing. The song's rollicking piano and energetic feel make it a cult favourite, showcasing McCartney's willingness to experiment. Track 9, Eat at Home. Eat at Home is a rockabilly-inspired track celebrating domestic bliss. With Linda's harmonies and a catchy upbeat rhythm, it feels like an ode to simple pleasures. Lyrics like, "Eat at home, don't you run and hide," are playful, hinting at intimacy and comfort. It's one of the album's more light-hearted moments, showing Paul's knack for crafting infectious, feel-good tunes. Track 10, Long-Haired Lady. Long-Haired Lady is a romantic ode to Linda. The song's lyrics, "Do you love me like you know you ought to do?" are heartfelt and sincere. Musically, it's filled with dynamic arrangements and layered vocals, blending rock, pop, and orchestral elements. It's one of the album's hidden gems, showcasing the McCartney's deep connection. Track 11, Ram On Reprise. Ram On Reprise brings back the themes from earlier in the album, reinforcing the message of perseverance. The reprise revisits the ukulele melody and adds a sense of continuity to the album. It's a short but effective way to remind listeners of the album's core themes of moving forward and staying resilient. Track 12, The Backseat of My Car. Closing out the album is The Backseat of My Car, a dramatic orchestral piece celebrating youthful freedom. The lyrics, "We believe that we can't be wrong," capture the spirit of young love and rebellion. With its sweeping melodies and grand finish, it's a powerful end to Ram, leaving listeners with a sense of hope and possibility. It's a fitting finale to an album that celebrates both the highs and lows of life. Thanks for joining us on this track-by-track journey through Ram. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into classic albums. See you next time on Rock Masterpieces.